Outlaw 34 winner at South Texas Race Ranch starts third. Jeff Hauser, outside of row number 2, out of Alvarado, Texas, has a lot of wins at the Kennedale Speedway Park. Inside of 3, looking for better luck here. And it doesn't look like he's going to make it out. He must have. You know what that is? That's not Talon. What they're doing is, Talon is going to start this feature tomorrow night no matter what, thanks to the great race fans of the TWR Race Club, because Talon Willis is going to have a guaranteed spot if he doesn't otherwise race his way in. You know who hates to see this, though? Everybody else who's in that fan vote from second on back. They're wishing Talon was going to get up on the wheel and race his way into this baby to give themselves a better shot. So Talon Willis will not make the 5th starting spot in this one. That'll move up Michael Harlow to the inside of 3, with Doug Vick Jr. to his outside. Philip Sills out of Shepherd, Texas is the pilot of car number 931. And Neil Kemp out of Mineral Springs, Arkansas. He's out there in Club 20. Blake Edel in the 8 car out of Longview, Texas. And your final starter is scheduled to be this year's $10,000 winner at Super B Speedway of Craig Persley Jr. in car number 56.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting to think about, you know, with a double heat race format, if you crash in your heat or maybe even miss your first heat, it's like, is it really worth it to even come out for your second heat? Because even if you win the thing, you're still buried. I mean, you're just overall, you're buried. And so, unfortunately, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, we like to see guys get back out here and race for it. I'd love to see Talon try to make his way through the field, but doesn't make a lot of sense to tear up a really expensive, nice, fast race car. Unfortunately for us, as race fans trying to watch something spectacular happen, the answer is no. I mean, we might as well sit here and wait for the A feature because we got a spot in it. We'll fix up the race car, and we're going to be ready for 50 laps.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened a little bit earlier. I mean, just unnecessary carnage that he was involved in. I mean, no sense of going out there, putting more laps on the motor, more laps on the race car when you know that, hey, we're going to make this main event no matter what. And I know a lot of the T-Dub fans would love to see him race these heats, but hey, you'll get to watch him tomorrow night in that 50-lap, 30,000 in the main event starting 25th. Here we go on a re-racked and restacked original start here at heat race number 3, and this heat race is stacked. But let's be honest, Josh, all of them are pretty well stacked here tonight. As battling up front for the race lead, a pair of triple digits for the top spot. It's Mason Martin down to the inside by the reigning king of the hill. Mark Goodwood Jr. leads lap number 1.
Underwood, Martin, and DuBois, your top 3 with Doug Vick Jr. And now Neil Kemp cracks into the top 5. They're 3 wide behind them. Seals in the 93. 4 cars deep, battling for not last, and Jeff Hauser is going to get the worst of it.
Craig Persley Jr. just trying to get away from the carnage that's taking place back here at the tail. He's going to get 2 for the price of 1 at the tail of the field and roll his way back into turn number 1. He'll get around Seals and the Wells, the 81 of Hauser. Set his sights down on the 5J of Doug Vick Jr. Top 5 cars trying to break away from the rest of the field, but Craig Persley Jr. trying to even the way as they roll back off of turn number 4 this time.
Dalton DuBois not letting Mark Underwood Jr. get away here out front with Mason Martin in the 3rd spot. Neil Kemp up to 4th now. And man, Neil Kemp has really found something in the Club 20 the last couple of weekends.
Indeed he has, no doubt. Came from 13th to the 4th place final transfer spot here last Saturday to punch his ticket to the main event. Then started 20th in the feature and drove his way up to a solid 5th place performance. As Kemp right now rolling in Club 20, trying to roll in Mason Martin. Good battle here for the top spot, shaping up. It's the 1 of DuBois. Down the back straight of the 125 of Mark Underwood Jr. He's your current race leader. But here comes digging. Dalton DuBois living up to his moniker. He's digging right around the hub of the Mississippi. As he'll work him on in. Back down the boulevard, that Legacy Construction DuBois Motorsports number 1 car. Here comes Dalton down to the inside of Mark Underwood for the race lead.
Hey, this is why we call him digging. Dalton DuBois down on the bottom side. Very few drivers do it better than the 1D car. There's the 125 Underwood. Power away down the front straightaway again. They're nose to tail from 1st back to 4th.
Fastest 1D since Darrell Edwards. Down the back straightaway. Good race here for the top spot, and I tell you what, 3rd and 4th is catching your lead duo. Here comes Kemp, here comes Martin. Kemp got into the slick stuff down to the bottom, kind of chopped the front end off the bottom there, got into the left rear of Martin. Just a little slight kiss there. Nothing really to speak of. As we work them on down the back straightaway, lap traffic going to be up in front and may impede the progress of your race leader as Craig Persley Jr. has come around to the bottom of turn number 2. And the RKT Signs of Designs caution flag comes out. And man, Persley's got some significant damage on the right side, the right rear of the 56. And I think there may have been some contact. So we can't catch them all, folks. This isn't Pokemon. We're not able to catch all the replays out here, but Josh, you said you saw it a little bit. You see the damage on the left rear quarter of Craig Pursley Jr. He and Doug Vick Jr., I think, got together there.
Yeah, we're not going to name names, but somebody decided they just didn't want to turn in turns 1 and 2.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mention his name then. Booby made a booby. Well, we've watched Doug Vick Jr. race for a long, long time, and again, he has been one of the elites. He's a former Cajun Classic winner, and boy, he's found a lot of speed here the last couple of weeks. But again, I didn't see what happened over there in turn 2. But we'll try it again from the tail here as Mark Underwood Jr. trying to hold off Dig and Du Bois to get the victory. Mason Martin right there licking his chops. Neil Kemp. Oh, boy, look out. They make contact on the restart. Martin and Du Bois do. They go way up the racetrack, and Neil Kemp says, thank you very much. And he rolls right to the second spot in Club 20.
I'm not sure where Jeff Hauser came from. He was at the back of the pack not 2 laps ago. Now he's up into the top 5 in the 81.7. 2 laps to go now for Underwood.
Down the front straightaway, back in a 1. Du Bois trying to get back the spots that he lost here. He was in second on the restart. And Martin, and he made contact. They washed all the way up to the wall. It allowed Neil Kemp to snake right by him. Into turn number 3. I'll tell you what, Neil Kemp's not done yet. Into turn number 3. The white flag is out. Neil Kemp might have something cooking here. Down the front straightaway into 1 for the final time. Mark Underwood Jr. is held steady right through the middle of the Boothill Speedway for the entire 10-lap heat race here. And heat race number 3. Who's going to get third, though? Mason Martin gets a shot in the shorts to Du Bois. Off of turn number 4, Mark Underwood Jr., the reigning king of the hill, wins heat race number 3 over Neil Kemp in Club 20. Du Bois holds off Mason Martin to finish in third.
For what it's worth, there is a lot of moisture down here at the bottom of the Boothill Speedway. We know we had that short shower this morning, and of course water goes to the path of least resistance, so it worked its way down to the bottom of Boothill Speedway. There's a lot of grip down there, and you could tell the Club 20 of Neil Kemp used that to his advantage. And he was also in the later heat races of session number 1, so you know he had a really good feel of what the track was like to roll back out here early in session 2.
And Mark Underwood just beat him rolling right through the middle, Cortland.
Yeah, he beat him right to the middle, man. Mark's one of the best in the business about rolling through that middle. You know, that's how he won the King of the Hill. You can still really carry a lot of speed through the middle there. That's one of the great attributes that Mark Underwood Jr. has.
10-4 as we get ready to go here for heat race number 4. Josh Bell's got your lineup.
Heat race number 4 is going to line up like this. Zach Arden in the 829 car will lead the way out of Montalba, Texas. To the outside, Steve Grants out of Hughes Springs in the 21G. Edward Oakes from Cuero, Texas in the 53. Mark Fox in the 15M out of Joshua, Texas will start in the 4th spot. He's sponsored... Excuse me, I don't have the sponsors for Mark Fox, unfortunately. Jason Tyner in the 1T out of Winona, Texas will start in the 5th spot. To the outside from Ashdown, Arkansas. Not sure if this driver is going to make the call. Oh, there he is, the 4H of Colton Hinton, the D1 Landscape Ashdown Transmission, Papaw Pat, number 4H. Dylan Reynolds in the 2R from Barling, Arkansas. The KL Dumpsters Dirt Tire Warehouse Rhinomite transmission entry. And to the outside, Bryce Pritchett in the B21 from Crandall, Texas. Rather, Combine, Texas in the Artie & Sons Patent Body In-Law Fabrication 1AO by Billy entry. Travis Bowden in the 2M, Brian Murray in the B1, and Jason Downey in the 164.
Here we go. Heat race number 4, round number 2 is underway and under the gun as they roll off into turns 1 and 2. Look out, Tyner. Made contact with Edward Oakes right there. They continue to roll 3 wide down the back straightaway at the midpoint. Mark Fox and that Fox Drywall undercover shock sponsor number 15. Around goes Edward Oakes, and everybody evades him, but he is going to stay stopped sitting in the middle of turns 3 and 4 of heat race number 4, and the caution flag presented by RKT Signs and Designs comes out. I'll tell you what, folks, I just want to speak. Me and Josh Bell were just talking off mic. We call a lot of races here. I've called a lot of races here since 2008. And I'll tell you, sometimes you get a lot of them. Sometimes you don't get that many. I'm telling you, the racetrack is really shaping up very nicely right now. We're about to be treated to do some phenomenal racing throughout the rest of this program. But Josh and I were just talking off mic. I'm not sure we've had too many races tonight where we didn't get a caution, and that's really unorthodox for this racetrack. We sometimes will roll through 10 to 12 heat races without a caution at all, but it bees like that sometimes, Josh. You'll get that in big-time automobile racing.
Yeah, I mean, this very same factory stock field is usually right about half the size of what we've got tonight. You know, maybe a little bit less than that. You'd have 6 or 7, maybe even 8 heat races on occasion, and we can usually get through those with maybe just 1 or 2 cautions total. Well, tonight we had trouble getting through 13, and we've got another 13 to go, or rather, I guess there's about 7 or 8 left, or no,
Well,
I'm sorry, 10.
Well, here's what we do know. The action on the racetrack, it's hot and heavy right now, and it's hitting up for the race lead in the turn number 3 on the opening trip. Here comes Edward Oaks. He didn't come all the way from Cuero, Texas to come second tonight. Oh, my goodness. Steve Grant just ramped the concrete and sent sparks into the Greenwood night. Hold on to it, Steve Grants. The former Corpus Christi, Texas native, rolling his way down the back straightaway. Now Reynolds going to flank himself to the inside. Good race here for second. 3 wide for second as they roll off of turn number 4. Steve Grant's going to stick his nose. Reynolds just threw a slider on 2 of them. Oh, my. This thing is getting hairier than Kerry right now on the turn number 1.
What's happening right now, Zach?
It's all hell is breaking loose here in factory stock heat race number 4. And here comes Colton Hinton. Oh, my goodness. And he and the 21G have hooked horns now.
He's off pace. Grants is off the pace.
This thing is getting messier than an 80s food fight right now.
Wow. I don't think I've ever heard that one, Zach.
Sorry.
An 80s food fight?
Yeah, you ever seen...
Why is an 80s food fight any messier than a, say, 2025 food fight?
You've never seen the movie Animal House, I guess.
No, I sure haven't.
Okay, well, you need to throw that one on the agenda. Here comes
Oh,
Martin.
boy.
Oh, my.
No.
Jason Tyner.
Tyner's tire is down.
Jason Tyner.
What is going on?
Said, you know what? And I love Jason Tyner. That's my boy. That's the Joker. But he just forged his way by the number 2 car by any means necessary until I think Reynolds just had enough. And I think that they just turned, the 1ST car turned right and the 1 car turned left. And you're about to see it right here on your Data Motorsports Instant Replay. Oh, my goodness. It looked more like the 1ST car. Just that's no Johnny Scott. He just gave him the old drive job right there off of 4. Sometimes you just call it like you see it. And I love Jason Tyner, but that was messy.
Well, sometimes the Joker and the Penguin don't get along too well.
They don't. And I'm not calling Reynolds a penguin, but I will tell you that...
well, he's going to have to waddle to the pitting area, I'll tell you that much.
You don't miss a beat, do you, buddy?
I'm sorry.
You should not be sorry. No, but Edward Oaks is also headed to the Heartbreak Hotel. He'll take a hard right to Elvis Presley Boulevard.
No, he's just going to get that door pulled off. That's all he's doing.
Hey, guys, we're down here in the hot pit. Dylan Riddle's getting the left front tire changed. They're having trouble getting the jack underneath there. It really is difficult to get the jack underneath there when the tire's down. Edward Oaks, man, before we had the spin in 3 and 4, him and Grants made contact, and they broke the left front of Oaks' car, and you can obviously see there's a lot of right side damage on him as well. They got currently getting the flat tire off the left front here, getting the new fresh rubber on there, looking for lug nuts. You don't want to lose those by no means. Edward Oaks also has a flat right rear tire. He's looking for help. The lug nuts are getting tight on the 2R car. They're about to send him back out. I don't believe Edward Oaks will be able to continue. Doesn't look like he has any help in the hot pit.
Well, that's got to light your fire if you're Edward Oaks, right?
Yeah, he seems a little hot underneath the collar there. There's been a lot of action in this heat race, guys. It's a lot of beating and banging, and when you're racing for 30,000, tempers are already hot, and much less when you got to work on your stuff or get taken out in the heat race.
Yeah, you know, as well versed as Edward Oaks is and as accomplished as a racer he is, for him to not have anybody down there in the hot pit area with a spare tire is, does he just not have enough room to get down there, Cortland, or does he really not have another spare tire down there?
It doesn't look like anybody's
broke tie rod.
Yeah, no, the left front's definitely broke. It was stuck to, it was sticking out to the left for the last 2 laps, and that's what they just had to do was force it back in so he could turn. But no, nobody's down here for the Oaks camp. He's looks as if he's pulling back pit side. 2R is ready to roll. He's got a fresh left front on here. Hopefully he can make up some passing points.
Good job down there, Cortland. Appreciate the insight down there in the hot pit area. You're doing a great job tonight. Reynolds will look to return to the racetrack. Josh, this is a prime example. The 2 cars shown a lot of speed tonight, as well as Edward Oaks. They were up there battling for the race win just a moment ago. And this goes to show, man, you have to have luck and a lot of things play in your favor to win one of these races, and it has not gone their way.
I think something is wrong with the steering in the B21. two cars made contact here on the front stretch. I don't know if it was intentional. It looked odd, especially under caution, but then it was like the 21's front tires were just facing to the left, like he couldn't steer it straight. But now he's not having too much trouble, it doesn't appear.
Yeah, Bryce Pritchett, he's got his hand out of the window, too. I'm not sure what he is trying to signal here. Oh, he's receiving the black flag. So Bryce Pritchett.
That must be for contact under the caution flag. So I must have been mistaken that was intentional.
Okay. Well, they did tell him in the driver's meeting, it was very evident that if you make contact with anybody under caution, you will be dismissed from any race, and there is no tolerance on it. And that's what Terry Davis said in the driver's meeting tonight. So I didn't personally see what happened with B21 out there, but evidently he was shown the black flag. And you know what? I'm not sure he's going to be able to finish because he's got heavy damage. The right front tire is just dangling off the B21 car, so he wouldn't have been in contention anyway. You can see the car's just having a really hard time.
Well, Reynolds did all that work in the hot pit for, I guess, no reason at all, because he couldn't even make it through the corners of 3 and 4 without pulling off.
So backing away, how about Colton Hinton here in this one, Josh? He has worked his way, started back in the 6th spot, and he's going for the race lead to the inside of Arden for the top spot. Good race here. Man, I'm telling you, if Colton Hinton wins this heat race, there is no doubt about it. Most improved driver so far in 2025 on my watch. He has turned the corner quick, fast, and in a hurry.
How about Jason Downey as well, 11th to 3rd, and he's going to have a shot at the lead duo here as well.
Good race here for the top spot. May not be much of a race for too long because here comes the 4 car. The Ashdown, Arkansas youngster. 16 years old comes Colton Hinton. He'll roll his way to the race lead here at the Boothill Speedway. An impressive drive for this young driver. Rolling the hub, and he's rolling it well. Down the back straightaway. It's all Colton Hinton here at Boothill in heat race number 4 of round number 2. He's going to jump to the top shelf of the hill and look to separate here with 2 laps to go.
That car was very mangled up after his first heat race. Able to get it back out onto the racetrack. And it looks like he's going to run away with this one. He'll see the white flag this time.
Final trip, hustling down the front of Main Street into 1 and 2 here for the final time. Lap traffic. Bryce Pritchett up in front of your race leader, assuming the 4 car gets by him unscathed. Shouldn't be a problem. He will get by the B21 of Bryce Pritchett. Rolling into 3 and 4 for the final time. Off of 4. What a performance. From 6th to the win for Colton Hinton out of Ashdown, Arkansas, car number 4. Second, a good run there for Zach Arden. And the 429 car, 829, he'll finish in 2nd, followed by Jason Downey out of Pearland, Texas on the 164. And the B1 car rounds out your top 4 runners of Brian Murray. So the driver just went 11th up to 3rd of the Pearland, Texas racer of Jason Downey. Good run for him from 11th to 3rd. Zach Arden from the front row finishes 2nd. And race fans, I'm telling you what, he continues to turn a corner. An impressive run, winning heat race number 4 of round number 2. Give it up for Ashdown, Arkansas racer, 16 years old, for Colton Hinton in car number 4.
As you can see, Pritchett can't even turn the car to the right side. I mean, he's not even going to be able to get into the pitting area without going on the hook.
Yeah, it's a tough break for him, man. Like I said, he won last Saturday night at RPM Speedway in Crandall, and he is one of the fastest factory stock flyers that we don't typically see in this area. He's won some races at Rocket, RPM, and various racetracks over the last couple of years, but, man, we love seeing Bryce Pritchett here at Boothill Speedway. Hope he has a little bit better luck coming into tomorrow night's action.
So heat race number 5 will go in this way on the pole from Jonesboro, Louisiana, the J27, and it's going to be Victor Case, to the outside from Marshall, Texas. It'll be the L100 of Chris Hennigan. Jamie Shirley lines up in the 3rd spot. He's in the 1S car from Columbia, Louisiana. Tracy Denby Jr. out of Vidor, Texas, in the 15T will start in 4th. Your 5th starter is from Bossier City, Louisiana, the Bayou Country Contractors. Twin City Towing, Classic Auto Repair, Side Pockets Billiards, Canopy Customs. Number 34, Junior of Joshua Daughtery, Your 6th starter is from Anacoco, Louisiana. And he drives the Howard Lewin Construction, the original Sugartown Watermelon Stand, number 7L. That's Dwayne Rains. Your 7th starter is Josh Ellender out of Houston, Texas in the 50. To the outside from West Monroe, Louisiana, the Bent's Construction, Blackbird Off-Road, Floor Works, Storm Services, Bulletproof Tees, number L88 is Logan Gordon. Starting 9th on the grid out of Boyd, Texas, that's going to be Ricky Sessions in the 7 car. And your final starter from Palestine, Texas, in the Wolverton Consulting, Aussie Auto Supply, Acme Motorsports Fabrication, Busted Piston Racing Engines, Ridge Buildings, number 3 of Colton Frazier.
Guys, as they were getting Bryce Pritchett off the track there, obviously he knew he had a ton of right front damage, but as he said, points are everything, man. It didn't matter if he just had to bounce around like a heathen out there. He was going to stay on the track and hope to gain every point he could if somebody happened to pull off.
Yes. Vic Case going to lead us to the green flag, the former Calhoun, Louisiana racer. He and Chris Hennigan may have made a little bit of a slight kiss of contact getting into turn number 1. We'll see how this one shakes out. It's good to see Chris Hennigan back behind the wheel of one of Tommy Mercer's Body Shop Outlaw Chassis number L100 cars again. Lee Patton has driven this machine over the last couple of years in the factory stocks. As we exit 4 and head back down the front of Main Street into 1, here comes Tracy Denby. Tracy Denby Jr. trying to become the 2nd driver here tonight to win both of his heat races. Keaton Atkinson was the first to do it. And around goes Chris Hennigan. He's going to collect the L88. Unorthodox mistake for Chris Hennigan.
Oh, my.
And then Logan Gordon nearly went upside down on the back straightaway.
Yeah, he dug in somehow there at the midpoint of the back stretch.
Man. So
Logan Gordon was also going to go for his 2nd win, heat race win of the night. And, man, what a dream night that would be for the L88 team.
Well, he's not going to be able to finish this heat race. He's got significant damage on the right front of the L88 Outlaw race car. So look at this. Tracy Denby gets in there. Okay, so Denby chopped, and I guess the contact with Hennigan is what yanked the steering wheel perhaps out of Hennigan's hands. Because, I mean, let's be honest, we don't see Chris loop a race car all on his lonesome very often. Can we get another look at that and back that up a little bit more? Because we see Denby got in there real hot at the bottom. So watch the white and blue 15 car right here. I was interested when this happened in live time if they ever actually made contact. So here we go. Well, we'll try it. Here we go. So look at Denby. Right there in the bottom. He's squeezing into the inside. He's got the left front toting up right here. He's just trying to squeeze the inside of Hennigan. Then there's the skidder tire. So he's like, oh, whoa, let's check up a little bit here. And here's where I'm wondering, do they actually make contact?
It doesn't look like it, but I mean, we don't have the. Do we have a drone shot of that by chance?
Either way, Chris, I think, was still taking a defensive move because he saw the 15 and is trying to give him the lane. And man, if they touched, it was slight, but it could have been enough to just yank that 100 car around. And whatever the case may be, the 100 car went around, and that's all she wrote. So that's how the cookie's unfortunately going to crumble here tonight for the young 16-year-old Logan Gordon, who won his first heat race in round number 1. And it appeared he had a good race car here for round number 2, but he'll go off on the hook. Bad luck strikes for the West Monroe, Louisiana youngster, as it's up to Vic Case to put his foot through the firewall and send this party back to action off of turn number 4. Josh Daughtery, top 5 finish in the King of the Hill a season ago and a top 5 finish in the Cajun Classic. He'll be lined up there to the outside in row number 2. Keep your eyes on Daughtery. back underway, rolling off of 2. Hennigan is really loose. Just something doesn't seem right for the 100 Outlaw race car right now. Hennigan just lost wholesale spots. He's going to lose maybe 2 more spots here as the 50 at Ellender goes by, as well as the 15 to Tracy Denby Jr. Hennigan trying to get a corral on the number 100 car, and Tracy Denby just lost it right in front of Hennigan. Hennigan had to drop down to the inside. So I'm not sure if the American racers just don't have as much grip as they had earlier on when the track had a little bit more stick and dig in it, but Tracy Denby has a broken left front on that CB Racing Engine Power number 15 machine now. That is the car that Hayden Brown formerly drove, that Chad Callender and those guys built. I think that is the same car that Cummings, I'm not sure if Cummings won the 10 grand in that car, if it was the GRT. But it's all Vic Case right now all the time. The J27, one of your only Ford-powered entries in the field this weekend in a Battle Wagon Racing chassis. No. So Daughtery, formerly Ford Power, now with the bow tie underneath the hood of the Outlaw Race Cars number 34 Junior, the Bayou Country Contractors entry. Here comes Daughtery. His grandfather was the original 73 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. And them old style coupes. Junior Daughtery. And now Josh, the 3rd generation racer, sizing up Vic Case here for the top spot late in the going of heat race number 5. And here comes Daughtery to the inside of Vic Case. He's going to take the top spot. Move Josh Daughtery to the race lead, and all of a sudden Chris Hennigan has got something cooking again, Josh. Hennigan working to the inside of Ellender for the 3rd spot.
Daughtery's going to take that spot pretty easy, honestly. He scoots right by the J27 of Vic Case. You wonder if something might be going awry on the 27 car, as he's relegated back to 2nd. Josh Ellender sits in the 3rd spot with Chris Hennigan and Jamie Shirley rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, Josh. That 27 car just suddenly doesn't seem to want to turn for him off the exit of the corner. A major push. He went from running low 18-second lap times to running 18.7s and 18.9s the last couple of laps for Vic Case. He's been able to get it back underneath him here the last lap, as he's been able to distance himself away from your 3rd place runner of Josh Ellender. Still having problems, though, getting through 3 and 4, as the white flag is out for Josh Daughtery in car number 34 Junior. Started 5th and working his way down the back straightaway. Had a lot of racing tonight. Hard to recall the performance for round number 1 for Daughtery, but he makes it happen in heat race number 2 and goes from 5th to the win, as Josh Daughtery will dominate heat race number 5.